Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play Plague Inc. Evolved. So in our last session we tried to rule the world with a stealth fungus. Now I think the mistake I made was to have no symptoms and no DNA points. So then it's kind of useless to have every person in the world covered with stealth mold, but have no points to work with to develop any symptoms. So I'm going to change a few things in this next try. I will not use any genetic codes. I only have 2 available anyway, Darwinist. And we don't want our mold to mutate too much. We don't want any symptoms. And let's see, Xerophile, a bonus in arid climates. Well, we could use that probably. Let's insert that. And let's try again on normal. This time it is called the creeping mold. And let's start in, well, let's see. Let's start in China. Or maybe Russia. I want to have access to a large landmass. Let's go with China. This is urban. And that's the only characteristic given. Weak and unspecialized. Well, we have the gene modification for arid regions, so there's that. And let's try to focus again on transmission and stealthiness, so no symptoms. It will take a long time. The fungus is pretty slow to transmit and spread around the world. We will go for, well, increased infectivity. What works best in urban regions? Rodents. Let's go for rodents first. 10 points. So rodents. And our next objective will be air. This will give a bonus in arid environments and plane transmission. Maybe rodents too. That gives a larger bonus to infectivity, so it is a lot of points, but let's try it. 17 points. China is urban. 300 people infected now. Few more points needed for rodents level 2. I guess. Oh, 17, 5 points needed. And let's go for rodent 2. Our next step will be focusing on transmission. Well, insects will increase the chance of mutation. We don't need that. We want to avoid that. So let's go with air or water. And let's go with water since it's 1 point less. 9 points. Alright, so water it is. And now let's check out these spore bursts to speed up the infection of new countries. 1 point needed, so let's go for spore burst stage 1 and save up for birds. They also lead to more chance for mutations, so probably not what we want. Well, this is also an effect of the rodent, so we already have increased chance of mutation. Well, at least let's not increase it any further then. And let's go for air 1. Right, so it is in Mexico now. Rash, we need to get that out. We don't have the points for it. 2 points, we could maybe new. Well, let's hope it doesn't get noticed. And let's take it out. China is really being covered in mold. So it's time for another spore burst. And let's check out our transmission methods. Water 2. Or maybe, well, water 2 is pretty effective apparently. Let's go for water 2 and save up our points to possibly remove any symptoms. China is now completely infected. And as long as our mold has no symptoms, we don't need to spend points on defenses, so that's good. We may need to evolve the drug resistance ability. It's 13 points. Let's evolve that and let's go with another Spore Burst. Nausea, let's take it out. So it's on Iceland now. And the US is infected. India is going fast. Let's see what we can do in the area of transmission. Could go with air, 12 points. Let's do it and let's save the other points for possibly removing symptoms. And let's remove it. And let's go for Spore Burst 4. Russia is really getting covered with mold quickly. It's exploding basically. Let's check the countries. Well, still a lot of countries not infected, so let's put some points in a Spore Burst. check out the transmission. Could go for air 2, 17 points. Let's do it. And let's save the other points. Africa is still not infected. All right. Take it out. Let's see what we can do transmission wise. Let's go for extreme bioaerosol. Well, more than half of the planet infected. Now getting a foothold in Africa. Greenland is still clean. And South America is infected. Let's go for another burst to possibly include Greenland. So far so good. Iceland is very slow. And we need to take out a symptom. Let's do it immediately. And let's include livestock to increase the speed of spreading of this mold. And maybe, let's see, insects for the hot climates. So 28 points left. Iceland still clean. Not much we can do about that. Well, we could probably go for the spore eruption. Let's try it. And it is in Greenland now, so good. Let's check the world map. All countries are infected. So now it is a matter of keeping undetected, stealthy, and saving up points for the symptoms. Canada is relatively clean. And let's take it out. Spain, well, it is infected. We should be near to infecting everybody on the world. And we have 54 points to work with. Let's wait until the entire world is infected with the creeping mold. There are some people dying, but there are no symptoms. So that's curious. Let's check the world. 36 million people are still healthy. I think we will have to do with 55 points. Well, less, because we have to take something out. Well, we don't need another spore burst. $58 points. Don't know if that is enough. Our creeping mold has basically no defenses apart from drug resistance 1. Iceland is really slowly catching up. All right. So 58 points to work with. I don't know if that is enough. Well, a few extra points. And Greenland is speeding up now. That's good. 61 to develop symptoms and maybe some defensive measures. And we need to take that out. $65. So hurry up, Greenland. And our stealth creeping mold is close to infecting everybody on the planet. Let's check the world map. 19,000 people healthy remaining. So nearly there. Everybody is covered in creeping mold. Well, we could use all the points we can get. But the moment we will introduce severe symptoms, a cure will be made very rapidly, so and I'm guessing everybody is infected. 0 healthy people left, so we can start introducing symptoms. And let's go with coughing, pneumonia, fibrosis, and a fatal symptom. So 20 points, 22 points left for possibly genetic hardening. Let's see, symptoms are done. We could remove the transmission properties. We don't need that anymore. So let's get those points. We may need them. Since we infected everybody, transmission isn't needed anymore. So now we can go for drug resistance or genetic hardening. Let's see. I think symptom-wise this is as deadly as it can be, so let's go for genetic hardening. And we cannot afford this or this, so let's go with this. A minor disease, it's called. Well, it's not mostly harmless, but so now it's spotted. Everybody is infected with creeping mold. And it's of course too late to shut down the airport. This is going fast now, the development of the cure, so and we cannot afford any defensive measures. So we should probably go on adding another symptom, a deadly symptom, which is harder to cure. And now we will just have to let it play out and see what happens. Well, almost 1 billion people killed, so it is going fast now. 17 points. Let's make people less productive. And go with the Walking Dead combo. Or let's go with Paranoia. So Insomnia and Paranoia added. And countries begin to break down. Cure is 25% complete. But this is going fast now. Let's see what we can add. It will become even more fatal. With seizures added. (18, 19 points). And paralysis, significantly hard to cure, possibly lethal, so that is added to this deadly mold. And I think it's game over for the world. We could put another symptom in and make this a monster fungus. Anarchy erupts, and it is game over for the world. And another symptom added. And that's it. The creeping mold ends humanity. Could add more, probably. And development of the cure has stopped. So this will be the end. Let's just let it play out and check out the score. And the genome is sequenced. So they are really rushing now. Let's just use all our DNA points. And that's it. The creeping mold is to eradicate humans. And I think that is the trick with the fungus. Keep it stealthy as long as possible. Save up points. And don't put any points in defensive measures, or not a lot. And our score. You could probably do it in less days, but this is, well, decent, I guess. So that's it for the fungus. Let's see what we have unlocked. The creationist gene type and the Murex worm plague. That sounds nasty. The Murex worm. That sounds super nasty. Alright, we'll save that for a next session, and I'll leave it at this, and I'll see you in the next one.